Tonight, we see the hand of God. A screwdriver gets thrown into the wall, and I vomit while looking at pornography. First thing I wanted to talk about was the opening of the special. There was originally two alternate openings. Originally, one was supposed to parody the Top Gear opening, which we sort of see Top Gear referenced in the final film. And then there was the second opening, which was parodying the Thomas trope of all the engines love being really useful.
Sir Topham Hatt's engines love their work. Sir Topham Hatt's engines are proud of how useful they are.
And all that. And that's the one that made it in the film. But the original Top Gear one didn't really get anywhere. I don't really remember writing anything down for a joke about that. So that one just didn't end up going anywhere, and that didn't end up getting written into the script. Another thing I'm going to reference really quickly about the opening is that during the first shot in the opening, there is the banner hanging on the side of one of Casey Jr.'s carriages, and it says "Happy Birthday" on the side. And that was because the month that I was filming the day that I was filming this on was actually Brooke's birthday. So happy birthday, Brooke. Hi, so if you're watching this, Brooke is a friend of one of my friends. Very long story. Anyways, those of you who do know, yes, that is Adriana and Brooke's last name. In fact, I had actually messed it up when I had first printed out the number plaques. Originally, I designed the number plaques to be Adriana and Brooke's birthday. Adriana's birthday is in March, and Brooke's birthday is in October. And I'd put the numbers on backwards. I'd put Brooke's birthday on Adriana's carriage and Adriana's birthday on Brooke's carriage. And I was like, son of a bitch! This is what I get for doing projects at 4 o'clock in the morning. Also, guys, whenever you're using your model trains, please do not get too frustrated with them when they decide to not work. Don't get overly pissed off and chuck a screwdriver into your wall, because quite frankly, that's not... Originally, Lucifer's introduction was actually supposed to be semi-spliced between the characters giving their opinions about Lucifer. Originally, the scene was supposed to conclude with Lucifer telling the ridiculous final dirty joke, and then it was supposed to cut to Lucifer at the harbor collecting the train for the mining establishment. Whilst we're on the topic of talking about the conversation sequences, you'll notice there's an engine with clearly displaying and mocking Russian stereotypes of the communist engine. So that guy was actually originally supposed to be the Derail Valley Mikado, which is why I started building that model back in August, because that engine was supposed to be the communist one in the group. Originally I was going to use the Derail Valley engine, but because the model had issues, I didn't end up finishing the Derail Valley replica, and I ended up simply just using my 10-wheeler as the, quote, communist locomotive. Somebody better warn Lucifer that November's coming. Wait, is that a pun? Originally, Valve, the little engine, in his commentary, he was supposed to, the line he was supposed to say was actually supposed to be completely different. I think the line was, if Lucifer had a penis, he would lose not November. And that was the original line, and as I was recording the line, I had forgotten it, and I spit that out. Somebody better warn Lucifer that November's coming. Wait, is that a pun? The reason I think I had forgotten the line is because I kept thinking about it too logically, and I kept rewriting the line, because obviously trains don't have... Now that we're getting towards the climax-ish area of this episode, I figured I would exclusively talk a little bit more about Lucifer. Originally, Lucifer was actually supposed to be very clearly painted as the bad guy. In some ways, you could see Lucifer as the bad guy. Lucifer told really horny jokes, and he got abandoned, and that's what he deserved. But you could also see it from Lucifer's perspective. Lucifer tried to get that train up the hill, and he tried really hard to get the train started again, but he failed. Lucifer ate shit, but died trying. I wanted to leave this very obvious divide in abandoning Lucifer so the audience didn't really know how to feel at the end of the story. A sort of Henry getting bricked up in the tunnel type ending. Part where the audience could realize, yeah, he kind of deserved to be locked up. And then another half that could go, ooh, that was a bit much. I don't really think you needed to do all that. I wanted to talk very quickly about one of the cutscenes in the video. If you'll know at the end of if you've seen the video already, you'll know that at the end of the scene, at the end of the short, there's the derailed 10-wheeler, and there's various pictures thrown on the front of the book. All these pictures in the inside of the book, those are all jokes that were used in the video. You'll see some of them have check marks and some of them have X marks right next to them. So the ones with check marks are the jokes that did make it in the video and that they did work. And the ones with X's in them were jokes that didn't work at all. Like, I think the high rail joke, that one didn't work. Originally I was going to make a joke, it was supposed to be another one of like Lucifer's like horny jokes that like just didn't work. I just decided to remove the high rail joke. I can't think of what the other one was. Oh yeah, it was the coal goes in the hole joke. This guy's just gonna have to serve as my guinea pig. I was gonna have a scene where he's in the cab and he's when Lucifer gets stuck on the hill. He was supposed to say the coal goes in the hole. I could not burp the line. I just couldn't. I was really struggling to kind of say it. I got rid of the line. So I had to cut those. The one joke that I wanted to deliberately leave cut was mentioning Helltaker at all. Even though it seems like the perfect thing to mention, especially the time of year, I just felt it was just not something I should mention. For the video, I still wanted it to make some sort of cameo. So basically, I went ahead on Google and I looked for something remotely dirty-ish looking, and I found that image. Casual incest doesn't bother me. Totally didn't get sick. Nope. You think I'm joking? I'm not. I'm actually fucking dying. You want to know who else is dying? My wallet. Unfortunately, during the production of this episode, I was not intending to repaint Lucifer in the correct livery. I had wanted to repaint Lucifer black to match the way it looks in what's it called? Railroads Online. Yeah, that game. Yeah, I had wanted to repaint the engine to look how it looks in the game, but because it was going to be just using the model again as Leviathan later, I decided to not do that, and I simply just cover up the original names and numbers. In case you're new here and you don't know, I've been wanting to replace my Bachmann 440 with an Atlas 440 because my current Bachmann one was currently just completely falling apart. Even during the production of this episode, the model was just completely falling apart. And just as I was finishing editing this video, a listing for an Atlas 440 popped up on trains.com. I was kind of like, well, son of a bitch, what am I gonna do now? Do I go back, repaint Lucifer in the correct colors and just wait for the new model to show up? Or do I just leave it as is and release it on the date that I wanted to release it, which was Friday the 13th? And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to release it. It really kind of sucks that I wasn't able to make this Leviathan's first appearance in the new paint scheme. But at the same time, people don't really seem to notice or care when I've repainted something or done something completely different with the layout. So I enjoy hearing your guys' comments. You know, anyone sees anything different in my videos, like I really love reading on your comments. Guys, please like, comment, subscribe, please do all that stuff. Now that we're getting close to the end of this video, I figured I would talk about the end credits. Originally for the end credits, I was gonna play the I'm an adult virgin fucking Ghostbusters theme in the background, because get it, it's Halloween, it coincides with the ending of the story. It would have been perfect to have that as the soundtrack to the closing of the movie. But unfortunately, YouTube's a dick, and they unfortunately decided to copyright me for using the Ghostbusters parody, which the fuck... I shit you not, this last clip that I'm about to play was cut completely last second. It is still in the edit, and I had cut this scene last minute because I didn't want anyone to have to listen to this at the end of the video. But you know what? I can play it here. It's completely fine. I wanted to tell this story to see if this would piss Heise off. Okay, so one day I was at the North Carolina Transportation Museum and I was riding on the train. I had gotten on the train and there's this lady behind me. She looked at the conductor and she said to the other person she was with, she said, "Hey, is that the guy who drives the train?"
No! Explodes! No!